Ladies, have you ever dreamt of being a princess? Come on, we all have. I don't care how many times you deny it. Well, my guest today is a princess, and we're going to have some fun talking to her. Welcome to the Rebel Tribe podcast, where empowerment meets attitude and sass meets savvy. We're not just another podcast, as you know. We're your virtual tribe of fierce females ready to conquer the world. So join us as we smash through those stereotypes, break those barriers, and redefine what it means to be a woman in today's world. So get ready to see more, do more, and most important of all, be more with the Rebel Tribe podcast. It's time to unleash your inner rebel or your inner princess and rock the world on your terms. My guest today is Rachel Jr., and she is the traveling princess. And when I saw her, I just knew I had to interview her because what fun, okay? What fun to indulge that fantasy we all had, because we all had it. I don't care how many times you deny it, of being a princess and actually using it as your business. I just thought that was so much cool. So that is why I got her on here today. Rachel, welcome.
Hi, I'm so glad to be here.
Let's just get right into your story because it's so much fun. Tell us the story behind the traveling princess. What inspired you to start? I'm going to call it magical. What inspired you to start a magical business like this?
So, I am the only child of my mom. I stay with my mom, or I stayed with my mom for 18 years. And growing up, like I said, I had no siblings, so I had to have a very active imagination. Um, I used to play princess and princes and just different fairy tale characters. And my mom, she would indulge in my fantasies and tie up my stuffed animals, and she would be the bad guy. So when I came up here to Fayetteville, I was thinking, when I was back home, a lot of children don't have the same opportunities to travel and get to go to theme parks and see the outside world a lot. So I decided to start a business that I can bring fantasy and fairy tales and magic back to the people of my hometown.
That is just so much fun. So, what were some of the early challenges? Because I can imagine this takes a lot of effort. I've seen your costumes. They're pretty realistic, and they're not your typical go to Walmart and buy a Halloween costume. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
So you put
Yeah.
effort into this, I can tell. So, what were some of the early challenges you faced getting this business launched?
So, one of the earliest challenges that I faced was being able to manage, school, work, and a side business. So, and also finding the right costumes, finding the right performers, possibly, and being a first-time business owner. My mom is an owner of two businesses, actually, so it kind of runs in the blood. But it's definitely been way different than what I expected. Just being able to stay on top of everything, find the right websites to run my website, being able to start clientele from scratch is way harder than I thought it would be. So yeah, that was probably the biggest challenge, is being able to find people that would be interested in my idea. And gladly, so many people love the idea, so I'm very grateful for that.
So, what all goes into bringing fairy tales to life?
So it takes a lot of detailed planning, high quality costumes, high quality wigs, which is something that I don't think people might think of. So the wigs that are on, the regular websites, they don't look as realistic as very high quality wigs, which are pretty hard to find for, a reasonable price. Being a first time business owner and being a college student, I don't have the funds a lot of times to, get real good wigs. However, I have been blessed with, my mom, my grandma, my dad. I have a job. So yeah, I've been able to make it work.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, I pay attention to all the details, all of the characters, really making sure that I bring the characters to life as they are in, the fairy tales. So because kids have a lot of questions, y'all. They ask the most specific questions, and I have to be able to answer there on the spot. So
Now that must be a little hard. Okay.
yeah, yeah, a lot of times it is.
Ah, what fun. So, what has been your most memorable event? Since we're talking about the kids, what's been your most memorable event or experience since you started your company?
Okay, so I had a birthday party. One of the first events that I ever had was a birthday party in Crossett, Arkansas. And it was of this little girl, and she was turning 4, I believe. And at the end of the party, we had so much fun. We did the readings, we did some games, her and her friends. We played princesses and stuff like that. And at the end, she was jumping on the bouncy house, and she says, "Okay, princess, I'll see you tomorrow, right?" And it broke my heart to tell her that I had to go back to my castle very, very far away. But it's something that replays in my mind all the time because it was just such a heartwarming experience. The whole thing was. And you know, she really touched my heart with that because she wanted me to come back tomorrow. She wanted to see me tomorrow and the day after, and yeah. So
Well, why not? Who gets to play with a princess? Come on.
yeah,
One of the things I loved is I noticed that you also do virtual events. So I mean, you offer both in-person and virtual experiences like Zoom calls, I'm guessing, or FaceTime, maybe.
yes,
I don't know
yes,
how has that transformed your business? Because I don't know too many places that do that as well. They're all
right.
on being there live.
Right, right. The virtual services has allowed me to be able to attend see families, over the screen when they're not comfortable, such as if the pandemic were to start up, or if something like that were to happen, then I could still be able to bring the joy of fantasy, or the joy of sorry, my computer was doing something weird, but the joy of fantasy to children still. It's allowed me to have flexibility, and the families also to have flexibility with anything that they may have going on. So it's been pretty good. I haven't had too many virtual calls, but the ones that I have had have went very well.
Well, I think that's awesome. 'Cause like I said, most of the places I've seen that do this similar kind of business, they're all focused on being there live. And like you said, sometimes, it just doesn't work out. But boy, if you
Right.
could do it virtually, that's fun. I like that.
It's allowed me to reach a wider audience too. So, people, I've gotten so many calls from people, in California, and obviously I'm not able to make it that far yet, but hopefully someday. But as of right now, I'm not able to make it that far. But yeah, it's allowed me to reach people across the country.
Oh, cool. So, how do you think the Traveling Princess Company impacts the lives of these kids? Because I know you mentioned that one of the things that inspired you was the fact that, so many kids will never go to Disney World and have, breakfast with the Disney princesses or whatever. So, how do you think that your company is impacting their lives?
So I think it impacts them by bringing joy and magic and a sense of wonder to the kids' lives. Um, it's such a unique and a lasting form or a lasting memory for these children, and it brings families together. So I think that it's very heartwarming to see, very positive impacts on the kids' lives. They What I want them to take from my business is that, you can be anything, and you can see anything, and you can travel anywhere, and you can also have magic right at home. So yeah.
Well, I'm not going to mention what princess you play because we don't want a certain company to get all uppity. And you don't advertise yourself as that, so but it's pretty recognizable. I thought as soon as I saw you, I was like, I know who she is. I'm a freak, so that's I'm a Disney kid at 67. I'm still a Disney kid.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna go over that part, but let me just say that you do a very good job of looking the part. You are instantly recognizable as who you are pretending to be.
So much.
And it just brings, I can tell just from what I've read, and I've read some of the reviews and stuff, and it just seems like you bring so much joy to these kids and
Yeah, that's
then their
well.
parents, like I said, because some of us, we may be older, but some of us are still Disney girls. So hey. What's been the most rewarding part of running this business?
Um, Getting to see how I develop as a person. I've changed so much since starting this business. I love the person that I'm becoming. I'm way more independent now, and I have a business mindset now. And I guess I've always had that, but it's seeing myself take on that new role, or these new what's the word? These new obstacles, I guess you could say, trying to get everything situated or whatnot. It's been very rewarding to see how I progress, and seeing the business progress from scratch, from nothing, from having my first party to having reading days at libraries, at big libraries, such as, here in Fayetteville or in Rogers, and in Little Rock, Arkansas, at the Discovery Museum this upcoming December. So I'm really excited to see how things turn out for my business. It's been very rewarding to see it grow from the start.
Oh, fun. Now I know I'm going to say that you are in the entertainment industry because you are, and I know that that is a very demanding industry to be in, especially when working with children. I'm going to admit it. I do not work well with children. I do not have the patience. Hence, I'm never going to be a teacher or anything, as I just don't have the patience. So anyone that can do it, hats off to them. You have my utmost respect. How do you balance creativity and business growth and like you said, you're a student, so you're going to college and you're trying to work as a job and you're trying to grow a business and you have to have it's a very creative business. How do you balance all that?
I will say that it has been very hard. My hometown is 4.5 hours away, so making that drive, especially when I was the only performer. Now I have another princess about to join my company down in Southern Arkansas, so I won't have to travel, back and forth as much, and I'm very excited about that. But having to balance all of that and school, driving back and forth in school and my job, and trying to have a social life, has been pretty hard. But I just make sure that I go to therapy and once every 2 weeks, and I make sure to schedule time that I relax, have a day off, and a day that I don't worry about princessing. And I just prioritize self care, and I try to stay organized as well as I can. And yeah, pretty much scheduling days to be, to keep on top of productivity is very important when having this business. So yeah, having to be a self starter and having to keep myself engaged in everything that I have to do all the time.
Well, I love that you're already expanding and having another princess. What fun. You're already growing. Look at you.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm imagining a whole cadre of princesses now across now.
Hopefully, that's exactly what it will turn into. I definitely hope that I can have a whole line of princesses by this time next year, hopefully, and have a little space in Northwest Arkansas so I can bring families to a designated spot. I won't only be the traveling princess. I'll have um, you know a place a place for parties to
Ooh,
host parties and things.
ooh,
Yeah.
what fun. Can I come and have a party? Ah, well, that's just fun. I love it. I know there's probably some other ladies out there now, even some of you might be my age, or sitting here thinking, I could do something like this. Maybe I'm not going to be a princess, but maybe I could do something similar. What advice, what advice would you give to any of those ladies out there that are maybe suddenly inspired to start their own business with as an entertainer or in the events industry, hosting parties or like you're doing?
My advice to those ladies would be to follow your passion and stay true to the vision that you have. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't or that you won't make it or that it won't succeed. Building a strong, network and seeking mentorship from people that are important can also be very valuable to your business. And just don't be afraid to take risks. Don't be afraid to start. The first step is to start. So might as well, as Jim Carrey says, I love Jim Carrey. As Jim Carrey says, if you are going to fail at something, you might as well fail at something that you love. So I
My,
think that is the best advice that I could give to someone.
so we heard some of your ideas for the future. You want to have a whole troop of princesses, which I think is really cool, and that'll definitely make it a little easier for you.
Yeah.
What other future plans do you have? Did I see? No, I'm pretty sure, but maybe not. But did I see on your Facebook not too long ago where you actually were offering some physical product? Was it a
Yes. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. I am starting to offer lip gloss, all different colors, all different smells. Oh my goodness. I love my lip gloss so much. It's called Enchanted Elegance, and it is princess themed, and each lip gloss represents different princesses. And yeah, so lip gloss, I'm going to start doing slime and candles. And hopefully by the end of, by the time my business has completely, what's the word, grown or blossom, I will be a place or a business where families can come and they can get everything that they need from me. They can get, balloon arches, the cupcakes, anything like that. So
so a
hopefully by
one-stop
that time.
princess party shop? Ooh,
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah,
okay. Oh, fun!
yeah,
I love it. That's cool. So
yeah.
how do you keep continuing to innovate and keep all this magic alive? I mean, she started out just as a little traveling princess part, and now you're doing readings in big libraries and everything, and that you have another princess coming on board now. Now you're going to offer physical. How do you keep doing this?
A lot of things. surprisingly come to me in my dreams. And I might dream about something and I'm like, wow, that would be a great idea. And my mom gives me some ideas and I listen to my clients. You know, they tell me, or kids a lot of times they'll tell me, hey, you know, you should do this. I would be so excited if this were to happen, you know? And so I just build and build and build off of that.
Well, I'm not laughing at the dream thing because yeah, some of my best ideas come to me in the middle of the night. I actually keep a journal by my bed so I can write them down in the morning so I don't forget them.
Yeah.
When you're my age, that's a possibility. So, who inspired? Well, yeah, I know the princess you play, but who besides your princess has inspired you? Who's been your biggest inspiration in building your company?
I would say I would have to say my mom. My mom writes screenplays, and I've grown up watching her, you know, write these screenplays, and she's just a really take charge person. And so all of my life I've thought, you know, I want to be just like my mom. I want to be just like my mom. She's so creative. She's so hardworking. And I wanted to be just like that. And so when I started my business, I went into it having the mindset of, you know, how would my mama handle this? Or and I call her for a lot of things, obviously, but yeah, how would my mom handle this? Or what would my mama think of this and stuff like that. So it's I would definitely say it's my mama and my grandma. My grandma, I want to, you know, obviously make my grandma proud, and she's getting up there in age, and I wanted her to see what I love to do. So it inspired me to go ahead and take that risk and start my business now, because I've always had this idea, but it was always in the back of my mind that, you know, maybe I don't have enough money right now. Maybe I should save up some more. Maybe I should try to get a place first. Maybe I should start trying to do this first and that first. And my mom and my grandma both had a health scare. And so I really decided, you know, what better time but the present than the present. So, yeah.
Good for you. So, what do you hope that children and families are taking away from their experiences with the traveling princess?
I would hope that they take a sense of wonder and they take happiness from my events. I want them to remember, you know, these magical moments for a lifetime, and I hope that it really gets them to feel that they're a part of a real life fairy tale. My goal is to create, you know, the most realistic and the best experiences that are not only entertaining but are meaningful to these children. So,
Well, you've got the realistic down 'cause like I said, when I saw you,
yeah.
I found you on Facebook, and when I saw you, I was instantly like, "Ah, it's Princess."
Yeah. Yeah.
I've seen her in the movies. Do you ever worry about that? I have to ask. Do you ever worry about that? Because I know said company is rather protective of their stuff. And I
I
know
do.
you do not advertise. You do not advertise yourself as being said princess. But we know.
Right, right. I have worried about that in the past. I've done my research and I've done some I've read up on it. So I think, or I'm 99% sure that I'm okay, that I will be okay. And there's also other alternatives if need be. And I'm also working on my own princess. So that's another thing that I'm working on. Is a completely different princess that I can bring to parties. So it won't only be, you know, those princesses.
What's fun? Now that one I can't wait to see. I need to see one when when you
Yeah.
get that one ready. let me know and we shall interview the princess.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Fine.
Not only is that princess going to be at parties, but she will also have a book, because also I am also a children's author. So
Oh,
hopefully I can get that I can get that published, and starting to bring that to the parties and stuff.
how fun.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, since you are virtual and everything, and you can reach anybody anywhere apparently, so how can people get a hold of you if they want to have a traveling princess come and visit their kids for a party?
So my website is travelingprincesscompany.com. My Facebook is The Traveling Princess Company. My Instagram is The Traveling Princess Company. And that's pretty much all I have right now. I'm working on getting a TikTok and different other platforms. So hopefully those come out soon.
Well, I'm going to post those links in the description of the podcast so everybody can find you. And yes, what fun if you're looking for a princess and a very realistic princess to come and visit your little girl at her next birthday, or if you have some event where you need like a story time for the kiddos, whatever, yeah, give her a call, reach out to her because it's real. It's fun.
Yeah.
You'll soon as you see her, you will go, I know what princess that is. And that's important. I mean, that's important because these kids know. I mean, we grew up on the princesses. We know. We look at them and go, that's not her. Okay. But you
Right.
look at you and go, I know who that is. Okay. So
Thankfully, everyone that I've run into it has always said, "Oh my goodness, you look just like her," So
so
that's
and that's
wonderful.
important for little kids because they're very quick to know when things aren't when they're being told something is like this is whoever and it's not. Okay. They
Absolutely.
know.
Absolutely.
Okay. So
Absolutely.
that's a very big part of it, and that's one of the reasons I love you so much is the time and the care and the effort you took into creating this character. It's amazing. So yes, Rachel, this has been fun. I love it. I can't wait to see if you actually get a space going. I don't know. I have some events planned for myself, so I may you get your face together. I may have it come and have a princess party. Why not? Big girls want to come and play princess too.
Anybody.
It's been so much fun talking to you. I love it.
This
Um,
has been great. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
and folks, you know the deal. Help Rachel get her business growing. Get this out there. You know the rules. Share it, like it, comment on it, get the notification button, do the stuff, okay? Because we're trying to grow the podcast so we can reach more people, so that we can help ladies like Rachel reach more people. So do the stuff. And we appreciate y'all tuning in today and come back again for the next episode. Thanks so much, everybody.
Thank you, guys.